Not too long ago, my wife and I took a journey up to Exmouth. Um, Never been up that way before. We love a good journey. We love the travel. We love the time and the peace. But we played around with some audiobooks, and we had an amazing one called The Anatomy of the Spirit by Caroline Myss, which was amazing. It really was great to listen to. It really broke up the time when you're on those roads for hours and hours and hours, 1,200 miles for a good 12-hour journey. But it really reminded me about a bit of a metaphor, really, of a long-term goal or vision that you have that gets blurred along the way. When you're driving on these roads, especially in the Australian heat, when the temperature is really high and you're looking into the distance, and as you go over a little mound, it just goes straight and straight and straight. But you end up with that haze on the road, and after a while it becomes tiring. Your eyes are exhausted and you don't know really whether you can carry on. Now, I was listening to the book, and it was very much focusing on the now, very much focusing on balancing yourselves. Again, really worth a good listen to if you got a chance. But what I did start to do was I shortened my gaze. I was focusing at around sort of 100 meters, 200 meters in front. And all of a sudden, the road became very clear in my eyes. And the haze had gone, and actually my concentration and my tiredness had gone. Now, yeah, I was still on my path, and I was still following my directions towards my goal. But it was a short-term focus, small steps to constantly get your goal. Now, there were other obstacles coming along. There was other cars that were coming on the other way. But if I stayed in my lane and I stayed focused on what I was doing, then they didn't really interfere with me. And sometimes you come across, there's the big road train coming across, and, you get all the dust and the crap really that follows that. And it mirrors things that will happen in your journey, in your life, in your business life, in your personal goals. But when I came out of it, I was still on my side of the road. I was still focused. I was still moving towards where I was going. But I was no longer tired. That focus, having that short-term focus and small goals of reaching the next town, reaching the next city, reaching the next petrol station, whatever it may be, allowed me still going towards Exmouth. But by the time I got there, I wasn't tired. I was in my frame of mind, and I had pure clarity on who I was, what I was, and where I was going, and I got there. So when it comes to you in your life, you have your vision, you have your business vision, and the business vision is supposed to be your North Star. It's somewhere in the distance for you to go. But ultimately, if you're aiming for that, there's so much ground in between that becomes confusion. Set yourself small interim goals. You're never supposed to reach that North Star anyway, because once you get to a sort of a goal, you stretch the goal. That's what else is in your business. But just keep those short-term goals, keep yourself focused, keep yourself moving forward, keep that clarity of what you're trying to achieve, and other things will come along. There'll be other business problems or opportunities or whatever. But if they don't suit or match the vision that you're aiming for, then maybe they need to be just sort of let past and let them go past. They'll rock you a little bit and the car will shudder and the dust will come up. But ultimately, if you're still moving forward, you'll achieve what you want to achieve for you. So there we go. So that's Anatomy of the Spirit, Caroline Myss, an amazing book. And again, it was just a metaphor of a journey that I had that just gives clarity on what you're supposed to do, or what will help you move forward in your lives and to achieve the success that you ultimately all deserve.